Are you investing your energy in getting what you want? Or are you investing your energy in creating problems? Stay tuned. This is Damon from NLP Gym. Energy flows where attention goes. If you haven't already, please click subscribe to this YouTube channel so you can get these videos on a regular basis. Energy flows where attention goes. This is an NLP presupposition. It's pretty self-explanatory, but let's unpack it a little bit. When you put your attention on something, naturally your energy, your investment, your focus, your attention, your mental energy, your whatever you want to call it, goes in that direction. This becomes a very big problem if you're the type of person who worries a lot or has a lot of fears or focuses on your fears. Fear and worry are important parts of who we are. They alert us to things that we need to pay attention to so that we can be more cautious, so that we can take our time before we act, so that we don't act out of haste, so that we take that moment and think a little bit before we do something. It also can get us out of serious danger. So worry and fear have a very important place. You don't want to rid yourself of worry and fear, except when they start to overstay their welcome. And if worry and fear stays any longer than just alerting you to what it is you need to pay attention to so that you don't get yourself into trouble or create a new problem, then it's overstaying its welcome. And you need to be very careful of this. Worry and fear not only is unhealthy for you physically and unhealthy for you mentally, it also tends to create the very thing that you fear. When you think about what you put your attention on, what you put your attention on tends to manifest that. In my own experience, I've noticed that for a large part of my adult life, I had a lot of fear and a lot of worry, and I tended to create the very things that I feared and the very things that I worried about. I got to a point where I just said, well, there's no point in really worrying about some of these things because they are going to happen if they're going to happen. The interesting thing was, the less I worried about these things, the less I indulged these fears, the less they happened. Now, it doesn't mean that you're never going to have a problem again as long as you don't fear it. That's going to happen. It's just when you fear something or when you worry about something, that's an intense amount of attention and focus in the direction where you don't want to go, and investing into the things that you don't want to happen. When you put so much of your attention on that, you're training your mind to sort for information that confirms your worries, that confirms your fears. And this is why it tends to create more of those fears. You tend to attract the things that you're sorting for, that you're sorting to confirm your attention, confirm your beliefs about. Why not turn this thing around, which it works in the opposite way just as well, if not better. And that is to put your attention and focus on the things that you want. You're more likely to make those things happen because you're investing in that direction. You're investing your energy in that direction. So you're more likely to grow into that, to become what it is that you're focusing your attention on. When worry comes up, when fear comes up, that's not something you want to ignore. That's not something you want to push away. You want to acknowledge that fear. You want to acknowledge that worry because it may be bringing something up that you need to address and deal with. So do that. Address it, deal with it, and then keep moving on. A lot of times we worry about things that we can't even control. When that happens, it's really important to make that distinction. Do I have control over this or do I not have control over it? And if you don't have control over it, let it go. I know that can be hard and it's easier said than done. I'll give you a really good example of this. When I used to really get concerned in an airplane when there was turbulence, and I would grip the seat of my chair and I would sometimes even break out into a sweat. No amount of gripping that seat, no amount of breaking out into a cold sweat is going to keep that plane in the sky. There's no control over that. In that instance, I don't have control over the airplane. And I just have to put my faith in that the pilot is a good pilot and the pilot wants to be safe, and in most cases they do. So there's no point in worrying about something like that. Now, there are situations where you can do something about it, and it's amazing to me how I've seen people complain or worry about something that they can take action on, but they don't. Instead, They invest all of their energy in worrying about it. They invest all of their energy in complaining about it and not doing anything. I think complaining and worrying sometimes gives people the sense that they're actually doing something about a situation when they're really not. They're just wasting their effort. They're just wasting their time. In some cases, it's going to be a combination of the two. Sometimes you're going to have worry and fears come up, and there are some things that you have control over and some things that you don't have control over. You think about things like the economy, violent criminals, terrorism. Most of that we don't have any control over. However, we can save money. We can be just cautious around people who may look like a criminal, or we can be cautious, and not going into areas where there's high crime. So there's some control we have over it, but overall we don't have complete control. Focus your attention on what you have control over. Do something about it instead of just complaining or worrying about it, and then let the rest go. I can't emphasize enough putting your attention and your focus on what you want. 80 to 90% of your focus and attention should be on things that you want rather than things that you don't want. Of course, address problems, address fears, address worries, then let the rest go. Check out our website, nlp-gym.com. Follow us on Facebook for real-time updates on upcoming workshops and free practice sessions that I hold right here in Santa Cruz. If you want to spend 8 months of the year 2017 on training your mind to focus on what you want, to create what you want, to create the success that you want, check out our Ultimate NLP Practitioner Training coming up in January 2017. If you like this video, please click like right down here and leave me a comment or a question. I'll get back to you. Stay tuned to the end of this video so you can get your hands on a free NLP online training. Take care.